Morning, all. All right, so we got 12 games tonight in the National Hockey League. 4 starting at 4 Pacific, 7 Eastern, 1 a half an hour later, 2 a half an hour after that, 1 a half an hour after that, another half an hour, and then we got 3 later starts. But as usual, at this time of year, there are numerous games that are between teams that are not in the hunt for the playoffs. So, in terms of what I'm watching and paying attention to, it will be the ones with playoff implications that I pay the most attention to. So, starting at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific, we have the Boston Bruins and the Florida Panthers. This should be a fun one. They are tied atop the Atlantic Division. Boston's won the first 2 meetings on October 30th. It was a 3-2 overtime win. November 22nd, it was a 3-1 win. These teams will meet again on April the 6th, so this should be a good one. The Bruins, 41-16-15 overall. Last 10 games, they're 6-3-1. Pastrnak, their leading scorer over the last month, 12 games. 6 goals, 8 assists, 14 points. Brad Marchand, bit of a dry spell for him from a goal-scoring perspective. 12 games, 1 goal, 8 assists, 9 points. On the Florida side, they are 46-20-5. They're 5-4-1 over their last 10. Sam Reinhart, their leading scorer over the last month. 13 games, 11 goals, 5 assists, 16 points. Lundell stands out as one that I know the talent's there. 13 games, 1 goal, 4 assists, 5 points. I don't think that tells you how talented he is. He's due for a goal or two as well. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between the Flyers and the Rangers. The Rangers have won the first 2 meetings. The Flyers need some wins. November 24th, the Rangers win 3-1. February 24th, the Rangers won 2-1. The fourth and final meeting between these teams will be April the 11th. Philadelphia's 36-27-9 overall. They're 4-4-2 over their last 10. They sit 2 points ahead of Washington in third place. They are 3 points clear of Detroit, who are below the playoff line. But again, Philly doesn't just have to worry about third place. Obviously, if they fall out of third place, they got to worry about that playoff line. Morgan Frost has been their leading scorer over the last month. 13 games, 3 goals, 9 assists, 12 points. Noah Cates, the one that's in the cold area of things scoring-wise. 13 games, 1 goal, 2 assists, 3 points for Cates. On the Rangers side, they're 47-20-4 overall. They're 7-3 in their last 10. Artemi Panarin, 12 games, 10 goals, 10 assists, 20 points to lead the team in scoring over the last calendar month. Barclay Goodrow, 12 games played, just the 1 assist for Goodrow. So, looking for something out of him. He's due for a goal. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between the Carolina Hurricanes and the Pittsburgh Penguins. This is the fourth and final meeting between the two. On November 18th, Carolina won 4-2. December 21st, Pittsburgh wins in a shootout 2-1. And January 13th, Carolina won in overtime 3-2. The Canes are 45-20-7 overall. They're 8-1-1 in their last 10 games. Sebastian Aho, 14 games, 9 goals, 10 assists, 19 points to lead the team in scoring over the last month. Jordan Staal, 14 games, 1 goal, 5 assists, 6 points. On the slower side, obviously Staal, his game is all about the defensive side of it, so it's okay if he's not scoring because of that. On the Pittsburgh side, they're 30-30-10. They're in an absolute must-win. They're 9 points back of Washington. We know they're going to miss the playoffs. And, of course, they can make things rough for Carolina, who are 1 point back of the Rangers, and they'll be trying to get past them tonight so Pittsburgh can play spoiler, but Pittsburgh's 2-6-2 in their last 10. Crosby, 15 games, 2 goals, 11 assists, 13 points to lead the team in scoring over the last month. Erik Karlsson, rough month for him, 15 games, 1 goal, 3 assists, 4 points. Quite the drop-off there from last year's totals, of course. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between the Detroit Red Wings and the Washington Capitals. On February 27th, Detroit won this matchup 8-3. The third and final meeting between these teams will be April the 9th. So Detroit's 36-29-6. They are 3-7 over their last 10. But while they've struggled over their last 10, if they can win regulation tonight, they jump past Washington into a playoff spot. Raymond, the leading scorer for Detroit over the last month, 13 games, 8 goals, 4 assists, 12 points. DeBrincat continues to struggle. 13 games, 1 goal, 4 assists, 5 points. On the Washington side, they're 35-26-9 overall. They're 7-3 over their last 10. Ovechkin, 13 games, 10 goals, 6 assists, 16 points. Is the leading scorer for the Capitals over that time period. Pacioretty, 13 games, 1 goal, 5 assists, 6 points. Pacioretty's playing well, but his goal scoring, it's just not there right now. 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific start between New Jersey and Toronto. These teams haven't met yet, which is odd. They'll meet again April 9th and April the 11th. So if the New Jersey Devils want to make the playoffs, they're going to have to beat Toronto at least a couple of times. They're 35-33-4 overall. They're 5-5 over their last 10. They win enough games to kind of stay in the hunt. They're 5 points back. They lose enough games to make sure they don't get ahead. Timo Meier, 14 games, 12 goals, 7 assists, 19 points. Has been their leading scorer over the last month. Lazar, who missed the last game, it looks like he's going to play tonight. 13 games, just the 2 assists, so he's due for a goal. On the Toronto side, they're 40, 21, and 9 overall. They're 5, 4, and 1 over their last 10. Don't look now, they're only 4 points clear of Tampa Bay with that third spot in the division. Nylander, 13 games, 8 goals, 7 assists, 15 points, has been their leading scorer over the last month. Matthew Knies, 13 games, 2 goals, 2 assists, 4 points. So it's an important game for Toronto. They should be able to stay ahead of Tampa Bay, but they need to make sure they're winning for that to happen. 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific, the Vegas Golden Knights and the Nashville Predators renew their acquaintances. So the 2 wildcard teams in the West have split the first 2 meetings. On January 15th, it was a 4-1 win for Vegas. February 20th, a 5-3 win for Nashville. Nashville, a team looking to continue their team record points streak, which is currently at 17. So we'll see if they can do that tonight against a Vegas team that did play last night. They're 39, 25, and 7 overall. They're 6 and 4 over their last 10. Marchessault, their leading scorer in the last month, 13 games, 9 goals, 4 assists, 13 points. Nick Roy, 13 games, 1 goal, 5 assists, 6 points. He's due for a goal. Again, they sit 5 points clear of St. Louis after last night's result. Nashville, 42, 25, and 4 overall. They're 8, 0, and 2 in their last 10. Forsberg, their leading scorer over the last month, 12 games, 11 goals, 8 assists, 19 points. Colton Sissons is due for a goal, 5 assists in 12 games for him, and they sit 3 points clear of Vegas in that first wildcard spot. They're not that far back of the Winnipeg Jets either. Considering how far back they were, the Winnipeg Jets, say, 17 games ago. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific start between the Oilers and the Jets. So this should be interesting. They split the first 2 meetings as well. October 21st, Winnipeg won 3-2 in overtime. On November 30th, it was a 3-1 win for the Oilers. The Oilers are 42, 23, and 4 overall. They're 5, 3, and 2 in their last 10. They've lost their last 2 in regulation. McDavid, their leading scorer over the last month. 13 games, 5 goals, 21 assists, 26 points. Those are very good totals. Evander Kane, 12 games, just the 4 assists, and kind of lost in the storylines about Oiler players and who's scoring and who isn't. Kane's not getting the goals that Hyman's getting. Hyman's 50 goals are in part because it hasn't really worked for Kane this year. Winnipeg, 44, 22, and 5 overall. They're 5 and 5 over their last 10. They need to get themselves going. Morrissey, 15 games, 1 goal, 13 assists, 14 points. The leading scorer for the Jets over the last calendar month. Morgan Barron's due for a goal. 15 games, 1 goal, 2 assists, 3 points for him. And again, they're 5 points ahead of Nashville. So if they lost, Nashville won. And that's possible. They could find themselves only up by 3. So the idea that all the playoff spots are set, kind of, sort of, maybe, but we still have time down the stretch where things could change. 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific start between the Calgary Flames and the Chicago Blackhawks. So this is one of those meetings between teams that are both pretty far out of the playoff picture. Chicago won January 7th by a score of 4-3. January 27th, Calgary won 1-0. Flames are 33, 32, and 5 overall. They're 3 and 7 over their last 10. Sharon Govich, the leading scorer over the last month, 12 games, 8 goals, 5 assists, 13 points. Kuzmenko, 9 games, 2 goals, 2 assists, 4 points. A bit more of a struggle for Kuzmenko after a hot start. Chicago, 20, 46, and 5 overall. They're 5 and 5 over their last 10. Bedard, 12 games, 4 goals, 11 assists, 15 points. He's a very good player. Dickinson, quieter, 12 games, 1 goal, 2 assists, 3 points. He had a really good run going there. Maybe he can get heated up again before the season's done. 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific, the Montreal Canadiens and the Colorado Avalanche. Montreal won this first matchup 4-3 on January 15th, so they've proven they can beat Colorado. We'll see if they can do it again. Montreal's 26, 32, and 12 overall. They're 3, 4, and 3 over their last 10. They're coming off a win against Seattle. Suzuki, 12 games, 6 goals, 5 assists, 11 points over the last month. Josh Anderson continues to struggle this year. 12 games, 1 goal, 1 assist, 2 points. On the Colorado side, they're going for 10 in a row. If they can win tonight, they get 10 wins in a row. They are tied with Dallas atop the division. They're 9 and 1 in their last 10. McKinnon, their leading scorer over the last month. He has that 34-game home point streak going. Should be 35 after tonight, I would think. In the last month, 12 games, 10 goals, 16 assists, 26 points to easily be their best player and top point producer. Wood, 12 games, no goals, 3 assists. Wood, in the expected goals differential, that whole side of things, he hasn't been getting goals, so maybe he's due for one as well. 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific start between Columbus and Arizona. I'm wearing Arizona because why not? So Arizona won November 16th by a score of 3-2 in Columbus. We'll see how Arizona does at home tonight. Columbus is 23, 36, and 12 overall. They're 2-6-2 over their last 10. Nylander, their leading scorer over the last month, 14 games, 8 goals, 3 assists, 11 points. So Alex Nylander, William Nylander, both leading their team in points and goals over the last month. Well, goals for Alex Nylander. I don't think it is for William. I think Matthews has more goals than William, but they both have 8 goals over the last month. There you go. Marchenko, 12 games, 1 goal, 2 assists, 3 points for him. It's been a bit of a cold second half for him. On the Arizona side, they're 29, 37, and 5 overall. They're 4-6 over their last 10. Nick Schmaltz, their leading scorer over the last month, 14 games, 3 goals, 13 assists, 16 points. Lawson Krause, I know the guy can score goals. He just has 3 assists over the last 14 games, though, in the last month. So we'll see if he gets one tonight. He is due. 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific start between the Anaheim Ducks and the Seattle Kraken. So this one should be fun. I know when we were driving home last night, I did look at the schedule and I showed Yvonne and I said, "Hey, you're going to be guilty. You're going to be jealous of which games I get to watch late." Just because we'll see. And Anaheim and Seattle could be fun. Sure, why not? Sometimes when you have the two teams that are really far out of a playoff spot, you get a really fun back and forth, not necessarily highly thought out defensive game. You might get a 7-5 sort of game. So Seattle won the first matchup December 23rd by a score of 3-2. These teams meet 2 more times, March 28th and April the 5th. So again, I hope it's fun. Anaheim 24, 43, and 4 overall. They're 2-7-1 in their last 10. Killorn 13 games, 7 goals, 2 assists, 9 points for Killorn. He is their leading scorer over the last month. McTavish 9 games, just the 1 assist. He's due for a goal as well. On the Seattle side, they're 28, 29, and 13. They're 2-6-2 in their last 10. They've lost 8 in a row. McCann, their leading scorer over the last month, but he just has 2 goals, 6 assists, 8 points in 12 games over that time period. Tatar, just 1 goal, 1 assist, 2 points in 12 games. 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific start between the Stars and the Sharks. The Stars have won both games against the Sharks, neither of which were pretty. March the 2nd, they won in a shootout 3-2. March the 5th, they won 7-6 in overtime in a game they trailed 6-3 in the third. For the Stars, they're 44, 19, and 9 overall. They're 8-2 in their last 10. They're 4 points ahead of Winnipeg. They're tied with Colorado atop the division. Jamie Benn, the leading scorer for the team over the last month. 12 games, 7 goals, 8 assists, 15 points. He's also on, I think it's a 4-game goal streak for Ben. Duchesne, 12 games, 1 goal, 5 assists, 6 points for him. Probably due for a goal, right? San Jose, 16, 46, and 8 overall. They're 1-7-2 over their last 10 games. Granlund, 14 games, 3 goals, 11 assists, 14 points for Michael Granlund. Cunnin, just the 4 assists in 14 games over the last month. He's one that's due for a goal as well. So let me know your winners in the comment section below as always. Who do you think is going to win all the games? Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And should be another fun night. So thank you guys so much for all your support as always. And yeah, looking forward to this. I will talk to you again soon.